Hello, beautiful, wonderful, majestic souls of YouTube. My name is Dans. This is my channel, That Good Tarot, where we do timeless readings for anyone with any placements. If you've made your way to this reading, I do believe there is a message in here for you. However, if you don't resonate with this reading, that's cool, that's chill. Go check out my channel. There are so many other readings there. I'm sure you'll find something that fits you. Let's get into it. I am so ready to channel into this beautiful collective, the beautiful energy, and the wonderful, inspiring, wisdom-filled messages that your guides have for you. This is why I do this. I love being around your energy and being the messenger for you. So universe, please, insight and information. What does this beautiful collective need to hear on this day? We have the Hanged One, Nine of Cups, and we have the Page of Cups. Deep, introspective thought, meditation going on today. There seems to be a lot of it's a calm energy around you, but very emotional. And there is this big ask of you to really look at your truest emotions. There is this big ask for you as we are moving forward with the new year that you take an approach that you don't usually take. That is an approach that's very, very heart-led, and engage in behaviors and processes and practices, especially when it comes to honesty, that you are not used to. That's a big thing. You're really not used to maybe leading with as much honesty as you're being asked to, or being as vulnerable as your guides want to see you step into, like into that energy, into that courage and bravery that takes. Okay. Sorry, my laptop is going shh and is making a wild sound, so I'm going to try and stop it from doing that because I don't want it to come up in the audio. Okay. Let's have a look at some more of this Hanged One energy. We have the Ten of Wands, we have the Six of Pentacles, and we have the Knight of Pentacles. It seems like you've been very overwhelmed for a while. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Queen of Pentacles. There's just this really gentle reminder right now. Like, you are so powerful. You are so powerful, but I don't feel like you feel that way because you might be feeling very, very just overwhelmed. Almost feeling like there's this energy of not being able to keep up with everything, or like playing catch up. But know that your time of feeling behind is going to be over very, very soon. You're going to get into a place where maybe it's just a little bit more financial abundance, a little bit more freedom. And that in itself can be a massive ray of sunshine, because financial things can be a dark cloud on your life if that's a stress on you. But it feels like you're able to really intentionally move forward as long as you remember that, like, what you are currently facing is not the hardest thing you've ever had to face. That is the big message coming through right now. What you are going through at this time, in this moment, is not the most difficult thing you've ever been through. And you know that. It might be the first really overwhelming period that you've had in a really long time, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's harder or more difficult than any of the other things that you've been through that were so integral to shaping your character and building your confidence and building your stamina just for life. But I'm really feeling like the overwhelm is coming from a few different places. I don't feel like it's one particular thing. I feel like it's just like a lot happening at once in your world, and that's just it can be a lot. But know that things are going to flip and things are going to get really, really steady with a consistent forward momentum. that is what is to come here. But let's just see what else your guides have for you in terms of practical advice, and then we'll see into this Page of Cups, Nine of Cups energy that you seem to be sitting around. Universe, please, insight and information. What can this beautiful collective do to support this movement coming forward? We have the Page of Pentacles and we have the Ace of Pentacles, like so many pentacles. Just try and focus on one thing at a time, and try your hardest to bring your focus toward things that are going to be helpful if you find yourself in really cyclical thought patterns. Try and find really tangible ways to break out of that. Maybe that's, physical movement. Maybe that's meditation. Maybe that's just like jumping on the phone, talking to a friend for 10 minutes, and that's just kind of enough to shift your mindset into a place where maybe you aren't just cycling on the same thing. You've just kind of quickly touched another person's energy. It's lifted you out, put you in a mood where you can not be better and just immediately feel better. It's not about that. It's about you going, like, just you mentally being in a space where you can get back to work, or get back to being productive, or get back to, organizing your home, or get back to making your yearly vision board. Like, whatever actions are kind of there for you to take. If you're finding it near impossible to get to that point because you are being sucked into really heavy emotions, ruminations, start to identify a couple of different ways for you to break out of that, or something that is going to kind of reset you, or something that is going to bring you into a place of calm. Because really, really beautiful things are happening for you in your career and with your passion projects this year. So there is this really big ask as well that you focus on that. And I feel like part of the test here is that you might feel quite, like, it's just wild how I see these cards just holding the pentacles, like, constantly. It's just like the way these hands are carefully holding these pentacles. I'm getting the feeling that you are someone who has a lot of love in their heart, has a lot of love to give, and is very, very good at showing love, but also just showing up and being a support for people. And sometimes when you're someone who does that, it can become very unfamiliar when it comes time to give that love and attention to yourself. And this is the big ask of you this coming year. It's that you put that focus on yourself. It's that you learn how to disengage from things that would take you away from yourself, because you have given so much. Like, you've given and you've given and you've given. And it's not about like needing to receive. I don't feel like you're ever giving to receive. I feel like that's such a core part of possibly your culture, but also your personality. But now is time for you to learn how to give that time, that energy, and that love to yourself. And I feel like that's kind of the biggest learning curve for you to go through. So just start with things that are going to pull you into a more productive state, a more action-oriented state, because I can see here with the 10 of Wands that you have been in a very emotionally overwhelming state. So it's not going to happen overnight, and that's okay. But start to identify those actions so that you can start to create really, really good practices and really healthy narratives around the love that you have and where it gets placed. Because some of it should be going to you. Like, I don't think, as I'm tapping into this, I don't think enough of it goes towards yourself. And I think that it should. But speaking of emotionality, we have the 9 of Cups and we have the Page of Cups. I just want to get some different, I want to get into these energies really quickly. Like, I feel like they're separate energies. I feel like we're picking up on two energies, one energy that has so much love to give and another energy that has love but doesn't know how to give it. That's what we're getting here. So we're going to have the Nine of Cups energy, the one that's just like surrounded by love, has all of this in abundance, is quite comfortable sitting in all of that emotion. And then we also have the Page of Cups here, the one that's like, I don't know what to do with this. You might identify with the Nine of Cups energy, you might identify with the Page of Cups energy, and then you might be engaging with the other. So let's get into it. Universe, please, insight and information into the Nine of Cups. What do we need to know about the Nine of Cups energy? We have the Two of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, yeah. I feel like that it could be that the large majority of people who resonate with this reading will resonate with the Nine of Cups energy rather than the Page of Cups. Like there might be the other way, but from what I'm getting from the context cards, we have the Two of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups. Like I can see here the struggle of trying to get back into prioritizing yourself because your instinct is just to give. Like I love this incredibly generous spirit that you have, but it feels like it almost feels not like a burden, it feels like an obstacle. It feels like you almost feel guilty giving that attention to yourself, or maybe there's some form of self-sabotage there, some fear of success, some fear of I'm getting, okay, for some people it's a fear of success. Like, what are you going to do with that? But then I'm also getting there's this fear of isolation that you have. I feel like for some of you, there might have been situations in which you have been successful or just accomplished, and that put you in a place that alienated you because maybe you were around people that weren't as supportive as you would have wanted people to be. It could also just be that maybe you were raised with people around you that constantly doubted you, and that's put a lot of internal doubt, like automatic thoughts of doubt that just come to your head and create this wall around your actions so that you can't quite, you'd rather do the thing that you do well, which is just showing and giving love. You know that you do that. You know that you do that well. And it makes you feel so good and fulfilled when you can bring other people joy with that. And that is it's an easier move than to put that into yourself. It's so interesting because we have this Nine of Cups and it's like, yes, I have all this love around me, but she's not holding it. She's not taking it. It's just like, it's like an offering there for everyone, but it's not for herself. And I feel like that's a lot of this energy that we have here. It seems to be, this is the obstacle that your guides want you to overcome, and know that like you are so worthy of giving, of receiving your own love. Because it feels like your love is really, really special. And as I tap into it, I feel like you're not expecting like love in return, almost because you might be someone who has gotten to the point of being like, you know that no one is ever going to reciprocate the love that you give, because you know that like you giving love is one of the things that you're best at. Like you're just so good at it that you're never expecting a reciprocation in kind, because you know that's just like near impossible to expect. The love you give is so special and unique that there may have been a time where you wanted that back and you want someone to love you the way that you love other people, but you've just come to accept that like it's not going to happen, because your love that you give is just so rare. It's such an outlier. And you're just like, okay, well, that's the thing that makes me special, It doesn't have to be about receiving things. I don't have to live a bitter, jaded life thinking I give all this love and I don't get it back. It's become this thing of like, this is the really special thing about me. This is the thing that I do. This is the thing that brings me fulfillment. So I don't think it's about getting it back, but there does seem to be this block around you giving that love to yourself. I think that's more for you to sit with than for me to dive into these cards anymore with. But I'm going to say that I'm really, really glad to be in this particular energy and to be giving you a reading if you're resonating with it. These are the kinds of readings that I feel like I've been missing and that like my soul needed, you know? And I feel so lucky to tap into an energy of someone who, although you might struggle with giving that love to yourself, to tap into your energy and feel the softness of your guides and the reassurance that like your love is so special. to get to be close to your energy, it feels healing. So I love that for me. Let's get into this Page of Cups energy. So this might be someone you're connecting with, or you might be resonating with this Page of Cups energy. Like, I don't know what to do with this is the energy. Universe, please, insight and information. What context, what insight do you have around this card? Thank you. We have the Five of Cups. We have the Four of Swords. We have the Three of Swords. And we have the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. I see a lot of isolation here. I get this feeling of like, oh my God, I messed up. I effed up. I totally effed up and I don't know what to do. I feel it in my chest, like right here. It feels not painful, but as I tap into it, it feels like tingly. Yeah. But the Five of Cups, we remember that we look at this imagery and it's like the 3 cups have fallen over, but the 2 cups are still there. This is a really, like, even though you might feel like you've entirely messed things up, you haven't. There is still something. There is still this love, emotion, this energy that is still there standing that you're just like not looking at. I want to get some more insight into this Nine of Pentacles. Okay. Universe, please, insight and information. What can you tell us about this Nine of Pentacles? You could be someone that's spending a lot of time out in nature or like in a garden specifically. You might literally be someone who's doing a lot of gardening, but just spending a lot of time in a garden. But it feels like you're in this space and you're looking like out, like it feels like you're looking out into nowhere, but also out into this elusive, like fantastical somewhere that I don't even think that your mind like fully comprehends. But it feels like part of you, like your soul or something, is like looking out beyond your current space in like a dreamy type way, like you're fantasizing about a place, but I don't even think you know what that is. It feels like it sounds weird, when your soul goes off into this space, you physically might just be like looking over the fence or something, and into your conscious mind you are like blank. There's like no thoughts and like no feelings, but your soul has gone to this like dream world of everything and everyone you've ever wanted, like from like the bottom of your heart. That's where it goes to. That's weird. Say a lot of weird things in these readings lately. I think the big message there is just that, like, you haven't messed up in the way that you think that you have. Like, you haven't completely tipped over the cups. There is still something there for you. You're just not looking at it. All right, I need to start getting ready for work. So let's get any last cards for the people that resonate with this message. We have the Two of Cups. Okay, so we've obviously been discussing these two separate energies that maybe want to come together, but we have the Two of Cups here. We have this exchanging of cups energy. There might be a union, a reunion, a meeting of minds, an exchanging of energy coming up soon. There might be some of you that feel like any offers made are going to be like ignored or like not good enough. But I don't think that that's something that you really need to be worried about. I think that that fear is getting in the way of this Two of Cups energy, of this energetic exchange. And I think maybe it could be both energies feeling like, oh, whatever I have to offer at this point is just unwanted. Or maybe even being fearful of the other person and what they might have to offer. It's a lot of ruminating. Let's get into the oracle cards. Universe, please, inside information. What beautiful message do you have for this collective? What do they most need to hear before I leave them for the day? There is a place within me, still, calm, steady, eternal center, guru, protection, peace. As I generally tap into these energies, I can feel it's just, I felt the tingling in my heart center. I feel like there's a lot of overwhelm with these different energies, and I think that it's really important for you to remind yourself who you are. And if you feel like there are reactions, responses, and like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like an urge, impulses that your body or your mind is eliciting right now. You can treat that with a lot of grace, but also try and reground and recenter into the person that you know yourself to be. I'm going to leave you there for today. This has been like the first reading in a whole lot of readings that I've tried to sit down and do that has felt like truly healing, and this is why I do what I do. So thank you so much if you are here, if you've made it to this point. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for allowing me to tap into your beautiful energy. I'll see you in the next reading.